Have you ever gone through a stressful time and noticed more hair falling out? You're not imagining it. Stress doesn't just mess with your mood, it messes with your hormones, your sleep, and even your hair follicles. And once you understand that connection, everything about hair growth makes more sense. So in this video, I'll break down exactly how stress causes hair loss, what's really happening to your scalp when cortisol spikes, and what you can actually do to stop it. Look, I get it. You're juggling work deadlines, kids who won't sleep, bills that keep coming, maybe a relationship that needs more attention than you've got energy for. And then one morning, you're in the shower and you look down. There's more hair in your hands than usual. A lot more. At first you think, nah, it's just a bad day, but then it keeps happening. Your pillow's got hair on it. Your bathroom sink looks like a barbershop floor. And then your wife or maybe your kids start asking questions that you don't want to answer. But then it keeps happening. Daddy, why is your hair going away? Yeah, that one hits different. And here's the thing that most guys don't know. Losing about 100 hairs a day, that's normal. But when stress kicks in, you can lose 300 or more every single day. And it doesn't happen right away either. That's the sneaky part. You go through something stressful. Maybe you got laid off. Maybe you had surgery. Maybe you just had your second kid and you haven't slept in 3 months. And then 2 to 3 months later, boom, your hair starts falling out like crazy. And by that time, you've forgotten about the stressful event. So you're sitting there thinking, what the heck's going on with me? What's wrong? Nothing's wrong with you, man. Your body's just responding to what happened months ago. All right, let's talk about what's going on under the hood. Your hair grows in cycles. Think of it like seasons. There's the growth season. That's called anagen. Your hair's just vibing, growing about half an inch a month, doing its thing. Then there's the transition season, catagen. Hair stops growing. It takes a little break. And then there's the resting season, telogen. Your hair's just chilling, not growing, not doing a whole lot. And after a few months, it falls out to make room for new hair. Now, when you get stressed, your body pumps out hormones called cortisol. Cortisol is like your body's alarm system. It's supposed to help you deal with danger. But here's the problem. Your body can't tell the difference between I'm being chased by a bear and I have 47 unread emails and my toddlers just drew on the wall with permanent marker. Yeah, I'm still mad about that one. So it treats both the same way. Alarm bells everywhere. And when cortisol levels stay high for too long, it tells your hair follicles, hey, we don't have energy for hair right now. Shut it down. I don't know why it sounds that way. So a bunch of your hairs that were supposed to keep growing, they get shoved into the resting phase early. And 2 to 3 months later, they all fall out at once. Researchers at Harvard actually figured out the exact pathway for this. When stress hormones spike, they block a molecule called GAS6. And GAS6 is the wake up and grow signal for your hair follicles. No GAS6, your follicles stay asleep. And sleeping follicles don't make hair. But here's the good news. This type of hair loss, called telogen effluvium, is usually temporary. Once you get the stress under control and your cortisol levels drop, your hair can start growing again. The bad news, it takes time. We're talking 3 to 6 months before the shedding stops and another 6 to 9 months before your real density comes back. So if you're expecting a miracle overnight, I'm going to save you some disappointment right now. That's not how this works. But if you're willing to put in the work and be consistent, you can absolutely turn this around. Now, before we go any further, we got to figure out what type of hair loss you're actually dealing with, because stress-related hair loss looks different than male pattern baldness. Stress hair loss, telogen effluvium, is usually all over your head. It's diffuse. You're not losing hair in one specific spot. It's just everywhere. Male pattern baldness, that's the classic M-shaped hairline. Temples going back, crown thinning. You know the look. Here's a quick self-check that you can do on yourself right now. 1. Did something stressful happen 2 to 3 months before your hair started falling out? New job, lost a job, new baby, health scare, major life change. If yes, that's a clue. 2. Is your hair falling out evenly all over your head, or is it mostly at the temples and the crown? If it's all over, that's more likely stress. If it's patterned, that's more likely genetics. 3. When you gently pull on a small section of your hair, do more than a few strands come out easily? If yes, you might be in the active shedding phase of telogen effluvium. But here's the tricky part. You can have both at the same time. Stress can make male pattern baldness worse. It's like pouring gasoline on fire. So even if you've got some genetic thinning going on, getting your stress under control is still going to help. All right, so now you know what's happening. The question is, what do you do about it? And look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that there's some magic pill that's going to fix everything overnight. But I am going to tell you that there's a natural approach that works if you're consistent with it. And it comes down to 3 things. 1, improve blood flow to your scalp. 2, block the hormones that shrink your follicles. 3, nourish your follicles with the nutrients that they need to grow. Let me break each one down. First, blood flow. Your hair follicles need oxygen and nutrients to grow, and they get that through blood. When you're stressed, blood flow to your scalp actually decreases. Your body's like, we need more blood flow for the important stuff. Heart, lungs, brain. Hair? That's a luxury. I don't know what that accent. So one of the best things you can do is increase circulation to your scalp. How? Scalp massage. 5 minutes a day. That's it. You can do it in the shower. You can do it while you're watching TV. You can do it right before bedtime. Just use your fingertips, not your nails, and massage in small circles all over your scalp. Feels good and it's relaxing. And it gets blood flowing to your follicles. You can also use natural ingredients that are vasodilators. That's a fancy word for they open up your blood vessels. Peppermint oil and rosemary oil are 2 of the best. Now, if you've got male pattern baldness mixed in with stress-related hair loss, you've got another problem. DHT. DHT is a hormone that shrinks your hair follicles over time. It's like kryptonite for your hair. The pharmaceutical approach is in drugs like finasteride or dutasteride to block DHT. And look, those do work for some guys, but they also come with side effects that a lot of guys do not want to deal with. The natural approach, saw palmetto and pumpkin seed oil. These are plant-based DHT blockers. They're not as aggressive as the drugs, but they also don't come with the same side effects. And for a lot of guys, especially if you catch it early, they are enough to slow things down and give your hair a fighting chance. 3rd, nourish your follicles. Your hair is made of protein, specifically a protein called keratin. And to make keratin, your body needs the right building blocks. That means vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. Aloe vera, castor oil, bringraj, which has been used in India for over 5,000 years, and black seed oil. Black seed oil is one of my favorites. It's packed with something called thymokinol, which is a powerful antioxidant that protects your follicles and promotes new hair cell growth. Studies show it can increase hair growth by up to 76% in just 3 months. Now, here's the thing. You can buy all of these individually and try mixing them yourselves, or you can use the formula I built with all 40 botanicals already balanced for maximum follicle support. And that's why I developed the Main Growth Elixir. It's got over 40 botanicals, including everything that I just mentioned, in one bottle. No harsh chemicals, no side effects, just natural ingredients that work with your body to support healthy hair growth. And look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's going to work overnight, because it won't. But if you use it consistently for 90 days, you're going to see a difference. And if you don't, we've got a 90-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked. The link is in the description below. We make our doses in smaller batches, so make sure that you pick yours up today. All right, let's keep going. Now, you can use all the oils and serums in the world, but if you're still stressed out of your mind, you're fighting an uphill battle. So let's talk about the lifestyle stuff that actually moves the needle. Number 1, sleep. I know. You've got kids, you got work, you got a million things going on. But if you're only getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night, your cortisol levels are gonna stay sky high. I still struggle with this myself, actually. And High cortisol means that your hair stays in the resting phase. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to aim for 7 to 8 hours most nights. And if you can't get all of that at once, try taking a 20-minute nap during the day, if possible. Number 2, move your body. Oh my God. Exercise is one of the best ways to lower cortisol. You don't need to go to the gym for 2 hours. You don't need to run a marathon. Just go for a walk. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Go outside, get some sunlight, and move. It clears your head, it lowers stress hormones, and it improves blood flow, including to your scalp. Number 3, breathe. I'm serious. Most of us are walking around taking shallow breaths all day, which keeps our nervous system in that fight or flight mode. Try this. Breathe in 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Breathe out for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Do that for 2 minutes. It's called box breathing, and it's one of the fastest ways to calm your nervous system and lower cortisol. Look, I'm not saying that you need to become a monk and meditate for 3 hours a day, but if you can add just 1 or 2 of these habits into your routine, you're going to see a difference. Not just in your hair, but in overall how you feel. All right, let's talk timelines, because I don't want you to start this journey and then quit after 2 weeks because you don't see any results yet. This is the timeline dermatologists use, not the marketing timeline that you see in ads. Weeks 0 through 4. You're probably not going to see much. Maybe the shedding slows down a little bit, maybe it doesn't. This is the phase where you're building the foundation. You're lowering cortisol, you're improving blood flow, you're nourishing your follicles. But the hair that's already in the resting phase, it's going to fall out. Don't panic. This is normal. Weeks 4 to 12, this is where things start to get interesting. The shedding should start to slow down. You might notice little baby hairs starting to sprout around your hairline or in areas that's been thinning. Those baby hairs are a good sign. It means that your follicles are waking up. Months 3 to 6. This is where you start to see real progress. Your hair should feel thicker. It should look fuller. People might start commenting on it. Your barber might say, "Hey man, your hair's looking good. What are you doing different?" That's when you know that it's working. Months 6 through 9. This is where you get your density back. Your hair should be noticeably thicker and healthier than when you started. And if you've been consistent with your routine, you should be feeling a lot better overall too. Now, here's the reality. If you got male pattern baldness mixed in, you're gonna need to stay on top of this long term. It's not a fix it and forget it situation. But if it's just stress-related hair loss, telogen effluvium, and you address the root cause, your hair can fully recover. All right, before we wrap up, I gotta talk about the mistakes I see guys making over and over. Mistake number 1, expecting overnight results. Hair grows slow, period. If someone's promising you a full head of hair in 2 weeks, they are lying to you. Set realistic expectations. Give it 90 days minimum before you judge if something's working. Mistake number 2, not tracking your progress. Your hair changes slowly, so slowly that you might not notice it from day to day. That's why you need to take photos. Same lighting, same angles, at least once a week. Or try to anyways. Because 3 months from now, when you compare your photos from day 1, you're gonna see the difference. And that's what's gonna keep you motivated. Mistake number 3, ignoring the stress. You can use all the hair products in the world, but if you're still running on 4 hours of sleep and your cortisol's through the roof, you're not going to get the results that you want. You got to address the root cause. Mistake number 4, giving up too soon. Most guys quit right before they would have seen results. They do it for 6 weeks and don't see anything, then they bail. Don't be that guy. Commit to 90 days. Track your progress and trust the process. Look, I get it. Hair loss sucks. It messes with your confidence. It makes you feel older than you really are. But here's the truth. You've got more control over this than you think. So here's what I want you to do. 1, pick one stress-busting habit you're going to commit to this week. Sleep, exercise, or breathing. Just 1. 2, Start tracking your progress. Take a photo of the day. Same lighting, same angle. Do this every week. 3, if you're serious about growing your hair back naturally, check out the Main Growth Elixir. Link is in the description below. We make small batches because cold pressed botanicals have a shorter shelf life. Your hair is more than just a style, it's a symbol of your health, your vitality, and your ability to take care of yourself. And if you're willing to put in the work, you can absolutely turn this around. Your future self and your kids will thank you. Now, if you're dealing with pattern baldness on top of stress hair loss, and a lot of guys are, you need to understand how DHT works and how to fight it naturally. I break down the entire DHT pathway and what actually blocks it in this video right here. Click it now, and I'll see you there in a bit.